Good morning. Happy Halloween. Ooh, what's that smell? Somebody just put down something in these orchards, manure or something. Right, honey? Stinky. Here I am trying to film a video and I get accosted by a smell of like fertilizer or manure, whatever that is. Oh boy. Well, oh my god, how am I gonna do this? Okay, so recap. October 2025. The month when I thought I was gonna hit the ground running and make a bunch of progress, saving money, and just kill it, crush my workouts, lose a bunch of weight, stay on my diet. None of that happened. Dang, I just saw him. I just saw the culprit of the stench, but he went into the trees. Somebody is putting down... Oh, see? I don't know, he's too far away. I'll get up closer. Hang on. Hey, look, this guy. Why can't I zoom in? That is the bringer of the stench. Didn't know I need to wear a mask on this walk. Oh my god. Okay. Let's regroup. Where were we? Okay. So, sorry you can't really see my eyes. It's like, you know, I'd be squinting anyways if I took the hat off, So the month started out really good, actually. Martin and I were able to go to the coast, to Crescent City, to visit one of his friends, and got to go to the ocean, go walk around there, brought Wiggler, so she was happy to be at the beach. The weather was beautiful, as not always, but generally these days the coast has really good weather. And then we went to Eureka and made the mistake of staying at the, what was it, the Super 8? It wasn't Motel 6, I think it was Super 8. Got sold, or not sold, but propositioned to buy drugs by this old guy that was just chilling out there. And he was like, I got something that can make you smile. And maybe an hour or two later, the cops were called and that guy got thrown back in jail, which is conveniently located nearby the Super 8. So... Oh god, we had the complete Eureka experience. We walked around the abandoned mall. Oh my god, I'd never seen a mall so empty. It's really true. It was like over half the stores were closed. That was nuts. And went downtown to this we walked along the marina, I guess you'd call it, with the boatyard or whatever. And saw all the boats and stuff, but then we went to this old antique store that's been there for ages and ages, ever since. And that guy is just really a hoarder, because you used to be able to actually walk around the store, but now it's just like little aisles, you know, tiny. I don't know how he can fit more stuff in there. And we didn't buy anything, of course. There's nothing there that's good to buy, and he has everything overpriced, so it's ridiculous. It's like he's clearly just a hoarder, really, that owns a business. And what else do we do? Went to our favorite coffee shop, Old Town Coffee. It's really good. Got some truffles, those were really good. Blew my diet, of course. Not too bad, just, you know, cheeseburgers and stuff. And then after that, things sort of went down the shitter. I had to let go of a really good friend of mine because the friendship just wasn't really working anymore, and I don't want to get into it too much, but there was a lot going into it and building up to it. And you just, like when you have had a friend since like childhood and then you separate for a long time and, turn into your adult selves. And then you try to like get back together and rekindle the friendship, and then you realize that really there isn't a whole lot in common anymore. And your lives are just kind of have veered off in like pretty much completely opposite directions. Yeah, and it just makes things difficult. It was just one of those situations where it only really worked if we ignored a lot of things about ourselves. So I had to, admit that to her, and that wasn't much fun, and a fly is biting me. I just can't get any peace on this walk. So that was a big ordeal. But sometimes you have to do things that suck, and you have to be the bad guy. And just because you know that over the long term of things is just going to create more frustration, and it's not worth it in the end. So there was that. Did the whole spiel and it wasn't recording. Okay, now we're recording. So on the same day, coincidentally, that I had to finalize that friendship situation, well, I didn't do the finalizing, but anyways, I was taking a hike with my husband in the same location of my last video, and we did the full loop. And when we got back to our cars, because I was at work and I had to meet him there, so we drove separate cars, I approached my car from the passenger side, and when I opened the passenger side door, I saw a big rock, and I was like, this doesn't look like, the rock was nothing special about it. I was like, this doesn't look like something I would have saved. Like, why? I don't remember putting this rock here. And then I glanced up and started to see all the shards of glass, and saw that somebody had thrown that rock through my driver's side window. And then I was like, oh my god. And immediately I thought about my laptop, and I saw that they got my cooler bag, which mostly just had snacks in it. Honey, no. Just trying to get into the murky water there. It has snacks in it, and then they got my purse, but it didn't have my wallet in it. Luckily, I didn't really lose anything of value except for like one perfume that I really like, but my beloved, that's loud, my beloved Tom Ford Cafe Rose, that was nabbed, and snatched at the same time. Snapped, there you go. Yeah, and so, but the laptop was, I'm not going to say where the laptop was, but it was not grabbed, so that was really good. And so I was like kind of laughing about the whole thing, but of course it was supposed to start raining soon, and I was like, shoot. And so I had to get that crash wrap put on it for a few days until I could get the window repaired. But that is the second window I've had to replace in that freaking car this year alone. I had to replace the front windshield. I was like $390 or something. And then this driver's side, I was like $245. Sorry, I'm wearing earplugs. I don't know if you can tell, because I wanted like an extra quiet, serene experience where I wasn't being gassed to death. So, and I just want to keep the earplugs in because it's quieter. Anyways, yeah, so I had to deal with that. And then, let me take an arm break, hang on. And then, the very next day after the window got broken, I went to my follow-up for my last periodontal surgery and was told that the tooth they were trying to save that had the really deep pocket had an abscess. And I'm gonna have to lose that tooth too. It's like, they can't save it. So now after I spent $3,500 something to try to save these teeth, I still am losing one. But luckily the other areas looked fine, so I should be able to keep those teeth. And not only that, it's like complicated because the roots are growing in to each other like this instead of like straight out. They're in. And I don't know, for whatever reason they don't feel comfortable extracting it. Hang on. So I'm gonna have to go to an oral surgeon. So you can only imagine how much that's gonna cost. Yikes. Yeah, so that sucks. And then all of this was like in the middle of the month. So it was just like one thing after another, bam, bam, bam. But, and then I had to get rid of Matt's chihuahuas. Matt was the guy that I was taking care of for like 9 months, and then he passed away. The guy that had all the DUIs and everything. And I've been taking care of his chihuahuas since the end of May in my house. And things were going fine, but like not this last Thursday, but in this week where all this bad stuff happened, on Thursday I let them out of their Grammy's house where they get babysat when I go to work. And the two of them ganged up on Honey, and one of them stripe bit Honey's nose, and it wasn't like a super bad bite, but it drew blood. And I was like, no, this is going too far, because like they'd have little squabbles here and there, but nothing like drawing blood. And so I was just super bummed. I had to get rid of them, because like on top of everything else, like I can't afford vet bills if this gets worse, right? And it's not fair to Honey, and our cat had all but abandoned the house anyways, and so it was time. And I tried to find them homes on my own, I really did. I took super cute pictures, I posted everywhere that I could think of to post, and I had one lady that was kind of serious, but she was all the way in Santa Cruz, and then even she was like, oh, I don't know if my husband wants another dog yet, blah blah blah. So I ended up having to turn him into Wags and Whiskers, which is a pet rescue over here in Chico, and I haven't had the nerve to call them to see if they're still there or if they got adopted or fostered out yet. But they were going to try to keep them together. But I was scared they weren't going to take them, because the first time I tried to do this, they were like, oh, the shelter's full, come back in a month. And so it had been a month, and I was like, okay, well, they better. And I bought them a crate, because they said, oh, you don't have any kennels open. So I bought them a kennel. I donated a huge Costco bag of food and wet food and their beds and everything. And so I was terrified they were going to be like, oh no, we can't take them. But so I wrote this really desperate letter, and in the letter I was like, don't bother calling me. I can't take them back. They're going to be shot. I would never shoot these dogs, nor would I get Martin to shoot them. But I had to make a point that they have to go immediately. So I put that in the letter, and they, on their post on Facebook, of course, they led with that quote, which I kind of was upset about, but it did work because that post got shared like 200 times or more. It got way a lot of attention. So hopefully that helped them find a new home soon. But I was bawling my eyes out driving them over there. It really sucked. because, you know, they're just two little cute chihuahuas. They just need to be in a home where they're the center of attention, and that wasn't going to happen here. So I did the right thing, and, you know, Honey and Chewy, they're way happier now. They're a lot more calm, and the house is peaceful, and everything's good on my end. I just hope that they're not just still sitting there in that kennel bored out of their minds, but hopefully not. So that was about the last uber traumatic thing that happened, but all of that happened within 1 week. The friend thing, finding out I'm going to lose another tooth, and the dog thing was all in 1 week. And and I had to pay an extra $200 on top of donating all that stuff just to have their shots done and have them be admitted. So, you know, this whole month where I thought, oh, I'm going to get caught up on my savings and everything, no. Money went from one hand to the next just like I was in debt. But at least I had the money to cover it. But then after that, things kind of smoothed out. I got with this trainer guy, Angelo, and he put me on a little diet that I totally blew. Was not able to keep my diet. I am terrible at dieting, you know. Clearly, that's why I need to lose weight. But yeah, we're working on it. We're coming up with some different things we might try. So I'm trying to get back focused on fitness, and another car is coming. And I don't really have any big fitness breakthroughs yet because I've been trying to focus more on the diet side. But I've been keeping up with my workouts and walking and all that good stuff. So that's going along. And then, oh yeah, I took a day off for a change. Martin and I went and walked around Paradise Lake, which is a place we like to go, especially in the fall because the leaves are all changing and everything. So that was nice. Took about a 5-mile walk around the lake, and you know, I didn't really film too much, but we did see this really cool millipede. That was interesting. Like, so many legs. Wow. I don't think I've ever had a close-up view of a millipede before, but if you ever get a chance, watch them walk along because there's a lot of legs. And we saw a really cool buck. He just was chilling. Didn't seem to have a care in the world. Yeah, lots of little wildlife sightings. And that was very pleasant. It was nice to take a day off and actually spend it with Martin instead of just like randomly going around doing whatever. So here's hoping next month is better. I mean, this month was full of ups and downs, but I really got to make headway with the savings. So, which is going to be hard going into the holidays and my birthday and our anniversary. But, you know, who knows? Maybe next year. We'll save everything next year. But yeah, I hope you have a really good Halloween. And I know by the time I upload this, it might even be over, but hope it was good. And yeah, I don't know. I'll film more when I feel like it, I guess. Okay, bye. The fall leaves are changing.